Good afternoon and welcome to Carlstown Kinnegad GA Club, just inside the Westmeath Meath border on the Westmeath side. This afternoon's clash, a very significant tie in the TG Cahir Ladies Intermediate Championship. It's a battle between Roscommon and Offaly, and all three teams in this group can still dream of advancing to an All-Ireland semi-final against either Westmeath or Louth. Roscommon will feel like they're in the driving seat. They recorded a good 3 points win over Wexford last week in Clane GA Club, so that puts them in the driving seat. Their fate is very much in their control. A draw or a win this afternoon will put Roscommon into the last four. On the other side, Offaly, well, it's fair to say Offaly have a mountain to climb. They lost out by 8 points to Wexford, which means that on scoring difference, they need to win this afternoon by 14 clear points to go through. A rather huge ask, it has to be said, though as I'm looking at manager Gary Daly talking to his team, they'll definitely feel like they're up for the challenge and ready for it. They felt very hard done by the margin of their defeat to Wexford, particularly the manner of conceding 3 early goals that put them in a deep hole that they just couldn't dig themselves out of. Wexford will be watching on with considerable interest as well. They'll be cheering on the faithful county. They won't want them to get to that 14-point mark, but if Offaly win the match by anything from 1 to 13 points, that will mean that Wexford advance through to that All-Ireland semi-final. We'll start by taking you through the teams here, and we're going to go with the Roscommon team first and foremost. On screen, there's one change to the team which you see on screen, a late change which has just been announced there. But to take it through the side, in goal, Helena Cummins, full back line, Sinead Kenny, former captain of the side, St. Crone's player. She'll be an experienced player. They'll look to kind of shore up the back line. With two cornerbacks, not particularly big but very tight markers, Honor Ennis and Elaine Murren, who's been a new addition to the team this year. The half back line, Niamh Watson comes in, having played camogie for the last couple of years. The St. Dominic's girl plays on the right wing. Ellen Irwin of St. Folia's holds centre back, with Roisin Wynne on the left. Midfield and half forward is where manager Michael Finnan has concentrated an awful lot of his experience and his strength. The midfield, Caroline Conway, she's just back in the side. She currently plays her club football with Ballyboden Wanderers, but she was away from the inter-county scene for 10 years. She's back on board now this year, and lining out alongside Roscommon captain and stalwart Jenny Higgins, who makes her 100th appearance for Roscommon this afternoon. The half forward line, well, the side that was named Natalie McHugh, number 11, drops out here. She's going to be replaced by Rachel Fitzmaurice, another dual player. So Rachel Fitzmaurice will be named at centre forward. Obviously we'll have to see how they line out when it starts. But two very, very impressive performers on the two wings. Laura Fleming right wing, Joanne Craig left wing. These are key players for Roscommon, proven players. Laura Fleming of the St. Kieran's Club, like that, again dual player as well, but also very strong up and down the pitch, capable of taking a score. And then on the right hand side, Joanne Craig. It's been a very, very busy year for Joanne, qualified as a doctor earlier this year, so she'll be another one that'll take watching. And there's youth on the there's youth in the full forward line, where we have the St. Dominic's pair, Amy O'Connor and Aoife Gavin, at 13 and 14. They've played together the whole way up through underage and everything like that. And then they'll be the point scorers, you'd imagine, with Sinead Glennon of Boyle on the left corner. She'll be the main goal scorer. So now we'll take it through the Offaly side, and starting in goal we have Sinead Byrne of the St. Brahans Club, full back line Roisin Ennis, Anne-Marie McCormack of St. Monaghan's, and Nicola Farley of Edenderry in the left corner. Two Nave Kieran players, Emer Flynn and Amy Gavin Mangan, in the half back line, alongside Tullamore's Annie Keogh, who captains the side from left half back. So that'll be a very, very strong line for the Offaly side. And in particular as well, they'll have both energy and strength at midfield, where you have Ellie McAvoy. She lined out at full forward against Wexford. She drops back into midfield this afternoon alongside Emma Maher. Half forward line, Chloe Sheridan. She was a fitness doubt during the week, but she's been deemed the Clara player. It's been deemed that she's fit to take her place in the starting side. She lines out on the right wing with Lorraine Keena, who also hurled for Offaly this year in the All-Ireland Camogie Championship. She's centre forward, and Marie Byrne, who plays her club football with St. Conleth's in Laois, on the left wing. Then inside forward line, plenty of scoring power here. This is where Offaly will look to do their damage. You have Roisin Egan, again like that dual player as well, right corner forward. Her club colleague Kate Kenny, who only recently joined the senior football panel here, but she'll definitely be a high impact player, very strong scorer in the Offaly Club Championship. And then Gráinne Egan of Tullamore, again pure finisher, left corner forward, great eye for goal, well able to take a point. So this is where Offaly will be looking to get the scores from. As I look out on the pitch here in Kinnegad, there's a very, very slight breeze that looks like it's blowing down from left to right as you're looking at it on your TV screens. It looks like Offaly are going to play with the aid of that breeze in the first half. I'm keeping my eye out here to see if Roscommon are changing things up to accommodate Rachel Fitzmaurice, or what way things are going. It looks like the St. Kieran's player, she is just going straight to centre forward, so it's a straight swap. Rachel Fitzmaurice into centre forward with Natalie McHugh unable to make the starting team. Very good pitch here at Carlstown Kinnegad. This is a pitch which takes games the whole way through the winter. Very, very busy pitch, takes an awful lot of activity, club activity, inter-county games, a lot of ladies football matches taking place here. I was actually at a double header here last year involving both these teams, and we are underway here, and it's Caroline Conway who picks up possession straight away and into Jenny Higgins. She's looking to carry the ball forward. Amy Gavin-Mangan tries to square her up, but the ball is back inside towards Rachel Fitzmaurice. Rachel Fitzmaurice, ball worked back out here now towards Caroline Conway as Roscommon mount the first attack of the game. It's now Joanne Craig carrying the ball in, and it's the first whistle of the afternoon from referee Shane Curley from Galway. He just deems that was a foul on Joanne Craig. The Michael Glavies player was impeded, and it's going to be a first scoring opportunity of the afternoon for Laura Fleming. She kicked 4 points, all from frees last time out against Wexford. Again, she'll be a key player for Michael Finnan this afternoon. Instead, she looks to go short. She's looking inside towards Amy O'Connor. Amy O'Connor being marked by Nicola Farrelly. Amy O'Connor back outside towards Rachel Fitzmaurice. Fitzmaurice looks to play the ball inside towards Aoife Gavin. She just about manages to keep it in play, but the ball is turned over, and Offaly managed to execute the turnover, and now they're working their way out the field through Amy Gavin-Mangan. Amy Gavin-Mangan out to Emer Flynn, and now we're back inside towards Chloe Sheridan. Offaly with a chance to reset, chance to build their first attack of the game. There's a bit of space out here towards Annie Keogh. Annie Keogh takes the ball forward. She's being squared up by Joanne Craig. Again, Offaly on the attack here, looking for the long ball forward, looking in for Kate Kenny, but that first battle won by Sinead Kenny, her namesake from the St. Crone's Club in the Roscommon full back line. So that's a first win for Roscommon in that, what will be an absolutely vital one-on-one battle there. Jenny Higgins linking up with Laura Fleming on the far side of the field. Jenny Higgins carrying the ball forward as well. She did this an awful lot against Wexford. She used to give that last minute layoff. This time she breaks the tackle. She looks for the shot herself. She was being fouled. The shot wasn't on target, but she was being fouled, and it's going to be an opportunity here for a left-footed free taker, so you'd have to imagine it will be Amy O'Connor who'll take this one on. Good hard run for Jenny Higgins. She's been doing that for the best part of a decade and more in the Roscommon colours. Very, very hard runner, very, very strong player. She was well able to take her own score at times, but there was also, last time out, she mastered the art of draw the tackler, lay it off at the last minute, did it particularly well. This time, it opened up for her to go for the run herself. She broke through, she was being pulled back. So Amy O'Connor stands over the free, and that goes straight between the posts, and we have the first score of the game, and it is for Roscommon. So, lining up the kick out here, and it's Sinead Byrne lining up this kick out. Ball comes out here, and the ball has been won. Annie Keogh does very, very well to win the free there at midfield. Again, chance for Offaly to build an attack and maybe hopefully get themselves on the score sheet. I have to be very, very careful about using the words hopefully or anything like that here. Commentators are supposed to strive for neutrality. I'm probably best described as being biased towards both sides. Offaly native, living in Roscommon this last 7 years. So I'll leave you to decide for yourselves who I'm on the side of. Roisin Egan taking the ball here. Ball back inside towards Chloe Sheridan. Chloe Sheridan, she's held up in the tackle. It's back towards Roisin Egan again. She's pulled down on the edge of the D, and then this will be a chance for Offaly to get off the mark. Looks like Gráinne Egan going to come out here and take on this particular kick right on the edge of the D. Gráinne Egan, excellent dead ball striker for both for club and county. Tullamore Club have made huge strides forward in recent years. They had been off the grid in Offaly ladies football for a long time, but they've got back. They've played in the last 2 county finals, not successful in either, but definitely coming on a long way. Grania Egan with that kick, looks like she's possibly pushed it out wide and right. She has. First wide of the game for either side. Comes on the Offaly side. Roscommon still leading by a point. Offaly pushing up on the kickouts here, no danger of leaving any free space or anything like that. Helena Cummins goes long, ball being fought for by Caroline Conway and Ellie McAvoy. Breaks out here towards Conway. Conway, little nudge in the back, not an awful lot in it, but she manages to get the kick away, and now Jenny Higgins will try and come forward as well. Higgins firing that ball forward. She's looking here for Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon breaks away from Roisin Ennis. Ball inside towards Laura Fleming. Chance now for Aoife Gavin. Aoife Gavin doesn't go for the shot. Jenny Higgins instead goes for the shot. What has she done there? The umpires are a little bit confused, and they decide it's a wide ball at the end of all. Wide ball from Jenny Higgins. It was a good chance. I'd say she probably had goal on her mind as much as anything, but one way or another, no score results. Still a point to no score to Roscommon. Long ball down into Rachel Fitzmaurice. Rachel Fitzmaurice, she'll be very, very mobile as a centre forward. She's after cutting inside Amy Gavin Mangan. Looks to centre that ball in towards Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon comes back towards Joanne Craig. Joanne Craig with the shot. Joanne Craig, top corner. That's a wonderful finish from the Michael Glavies player. And it all came from that break in on the right-hand side. Rachel Fitzmaurice took possession, drove in from the right-hand side. She took players out of the game. The ball was centred towards Sinead Glennon, and that created the overlap. Joanne Craig had the space. She was able to execute the finish, and again Roscommon looking to press home their advantage now. Well won by Ellen Irwin. She punches that ball forward. She's looking for Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon looking to get a look on goal. Shoots off the right boot. Looks like she's pushed that one wide. Hasn't even gone wide. Sinead Byrne picks it up and finds Nicola Farley. Ball out here, but that's a good intercept by Caroline Conway. She's definitely been a huge addition to Michael Finnern's setup this year. She wins that turnover ball. Roscommon again building through Elaine Murren. Rachel Fitzmaurice again, like I said, she'll look to pull the play all over the place. She'll look to draw Amy Gavin Mangan out of her centre back position. That'll create space for the 2 midfielders to run through. It'll create a huge dilemma for Amy Gavin Mangan, how she's going to handle that, and we'll see how that plays out as the game develops. Roscommon building again through Ellen Irwin. Ellen Irwin feeds the ball out here towards Roisin Wynne. Roisin Wynne, little hand pass inside, well won again Joanne Craig. She has a goal to her name. Will she add a point? Instead she goes inside towards Aoife Gavin. Second goal chance, excellent save from Sinead Byrne. Stood up very tall, stood up big, narrowed the angle, and that's excellent work from Sinead Byrne in the Offaly goal. They really, really needed that, because if Offaly are going to stay in touch here, they can't afford to fall any more behind. They're already trailing by 4 points here. They definitely need to kind of stay in touch until they can get a bit of a foothold up front. As things stand, Roscommon though with another chance here. It's a free on the left hand side. Amy O'Connor, she already has 1 score to her name. She's coming back from a very, very severe injury she sustained a couple of months ago playing for her club. This one drops a little bit short. Not ideal conditions by any stretch of the imagination out there. It's wet underfoot conditions, not suited to try and get a good purchase on your standing foot. And also what breeze is in it, it's hard to tell. I wouldn't say it's hugely strong, but what breeze is in it definitely favours Offaly here in the first half. Roisin Egan wins that ball at midfield. Ball work down here. Chloe Sheridan looking to drive on. Chips the ball up into the path of Kate Kenny. Kate Kenny with a chance to try and run at Sinead Kenny. Instead she goes back inside towards Roisin Egan. Roisin Egan looking to cut in, shooting off the right boot. Will that curl in enough? It's close. Doesn't quite curl in enough. Stays wide right of the posts. And that's Offaly's second wide. But a decent attack there, well worked with a little bit of pace. Roisin Egan, she was involved at the start of it, she was involved at the end of it. She got out to win the kick out and to add the finish to the move. Helena Cummins again going long. Ball is going to break in behind, and it's picked up in here and won by Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming feeds it on now towards Joanne Craig. Good ball in towards Amy O'Connor. Nicola Farley tries to get out in front and win it. That's a great turnover by Amy Gavin Mangan. Amy Gavin Mangan with a huge tackle there, wins the turnover, but that's a 50-50 hand pass. Hard work here for Annie Keogh, wins it again at the second attempt, and Offaly rebuild now with Ellie McAvoy in possession. Offaly beginning to get a little bit more possession here. They still need to get on the score sheet though. Good ball forward from Roisin Egan. Finds Grania Egan. Grania Egan driving on, looking to get a shot away. Looks for the hand pass inside. Hard run here for Marie Byrne. Marie Byrne, close range shot, well gathered by Helena Cummins. Offaly could have won it at the second attempt. Kate Kenny has won it at the second attempt. Kate Kenny finishes it to the net. First championship start for Kate Kenny, finishes it to the net. Brilliant left-footed finish, but great work by Offaly to build up the attack, and that's a crucial score. That's got Offaly right back in this game. Just a point in it now. Helena Cummins, she made a great first save to deny Marie Byrne. Couldn't do anything about it at the second attempt. Gets the kick out away, and Roscommon coming again. Rachel Fitzmaurice here, outside of the boot, looking down towards Aoife Gavin. She's been the target early on. Sinead Glennon now. Sinead Glennon, she'll certainly run in on goal. Chance here for Laura Fleming. Brilliant block by Nicola Farrelly. Excellent block by Nicola Farrelly to get that ball clear, and now Annie Keogh again. This is really end-to-end action here at both sides. Offaly now again building up here. Emma Maher on the ball. Emma Maher finds Roisin Egan. We've had several goal chances at both ends, but we've had one goal each. Ball down again towards Kate Kenny. Hasn't got away from Sinead Kenny at the first attempt. She's looking to see what hand pass options are on. Looks to go inside. Doesn't quite find Marie Byrne. Marie Byrne gets it at the second attempt. Grania Egan, no look hand pass, wasn't really what was needed in that situation. Joanne Craig was back covering, and she was able to scoop up the possession, feed that ball out here, and now Roscommon building up the attack again through Jenny Higgins. Jenny Higgins going down here towards Sinead Glennon. She will turn and go on a sixpence if she gets the chance. I've never seen a sixpence. Even I'm not old enough to remember what a sixpence looks like. I don't know why I'm using it in more modern commentary, but there you go. Ball inside for Roscommon again. Back out here towards Aoife Gavin. Aoife Gavin, right-footed shot, but she's pulled that wide of the target. That's Roscommon's fourth wide of the game. So they're still not pushing on their advantage. They're getting more scoring chances here, but they're still not pushing on their advantage. This game very, very much in the melting pot. Goal and a point to Roscommon, goal to Offaly as Sinead Byrne surveys her options from the kick out. She's coming out here towards the right wing. Annie Keogh, she's been an excellent outlet ball. You can see why Gary Daly handed her the captain's armband. She's doing a fantastic job leading from the Offaly half back line. Roisin Egan now being squared up by Elaine Murran. Roisin looks for the hand pass, doesn't quite get it. Excellent tackling there from Elaine Murran. Forced her to throw up the ball and catch it herself, and that means that's a free for fouling the ball. And excellent defensive work. Elaine Murran, like I said, she's new on the scene here in this Roscommon team this year. She's been added into Roscommon that have had to replace a few very key players over the last few years, and over the last few years this year they had to replace some very, very key players, most of them admittedly in the forward line. I'm thinking players like the Kilbride duo of Siobhan Tully and Alice Kelly, and of course Rebecca Fine and Avere Ogue. These would all be players you'd expect to start if they were available for selection. Not this afternoon, however, and Roscommon instead remaking their forward line with all these young players, particularly up front. One of those is Aoife Gavin. She comes on the ball here again, looks to feed it back inside towards Laura Fleming. Next ball out towards Sinead Glennon, doesn't take the shot, instead looks to try and work the goal chance, and eventually it's going to be a free to Roscommon. It was Laura Fleming on the ball. There was a diving tackle there from Ellie McAvoy, didn't quite hit the mark, so instead Laura Fleming will be able to get her chance to try and chip this ball over the bar. She's the player who's been fouled. It's dead centre. It could be her or it could be Amy O'Connor. Ellie McAvoy, obviously, she'll feel this local derby more than most. It's fairly small border country between Offaly and Roscommon, but it's all centres around Shannon Bridge, which would be Ellie's hometown. First time ever reported on her playing a football match. She was playing an under 12. She was actually playing in an under 12 boys final for Shannon Bridge. That ball's been chipped over the bar by Laura Fleming. I can't recall at the time who they were playing. It was all the way back in 2008. But even then, she was playing in a boys' final. And if memory serves, I think I gave her man of the match or player of the match even back then. So she showed her talent from a very, very early age. But she's from border country. She'll certainly feel this rivalry very, very intensely. Roscommon leading by 2 points now after that free was chipped over the bar by Laura Fleming. Won again by Fleming at midfield. Looks to find Caroline Conway, but that's an excellent intercept by Ellie McAvoy here, and she restarts the attack, finding Annie Keogh again. Emma Maher now. Emma Maher looking for the long ball forward, slightly overshoots Marie Byrne, and it's a battle between Kate Kenny and Sinead Kenny. Kate Kenny manages to pick it up. Can she get a clean run through on goal? Ball over the top for Grania Egan, just runs a little bit ahead of her. Grania looks to slip it in, but it's cleared off the line. Will they get the clearance? They will get the clearance. That's wonderful cover from Honor Ennis. Honor Ennis got back there. She saw the danger. Grania Egan, she managed to slip the ball past Alina Cummins, but she just couldn't evade the full back line player. Honor Ennis on the line. That's a crucial intervention there. We've had more goal scoring chances than point scoring chances in this game so far nearly, but so far one of them taken on either end, and it's one goal for each side, but Roscommon with 2 points taking the lead, and now Roscommon in possession. Rachel Fitzmaurice over there. She's after coming deep to win ball. She's after picking up that free. Now she looks for Elaine Murren. Tricky ball, but the Western Gales player does well. Wins it at the second attempt. Finds her club colleague Jenny Higgins. Back inside towards Laura Fleming. This is what I was talking about. They have that strength at midfield and half forward, looking to create the overlap. Jenny Higgins driving in. It's another goal chance. It's Aoife Gavin. She doesn't quite gather it at the first attempt. Probably the goal chance is gone. Back outside here now towards Sinead Glennon. Gavin again. Lot of link play here. Laura Fleming this time. Fleming with the left boot. Kicks it over the bar from play. Like we said, the goal chance had kind of slipped away just when Gavin didn't pick it up at the first attempt. But they managed to still create a chance out of it. And Laura Fleming is able to pop the ball over the bar from about 15 metres out. So Roscommon beginning to creep in front here. They now lead by 3 points. 1-3 to a goal. Ball breaks out here, well won by Offaly. Looking here for centre forward Lorraine Keena. She hasn't really got a chance to get into this so far. She's deemed to a foul there, I think. I'm not entirely sure what referee Shane Curley is doing here. He has blown his whistle. No, it's a free back in the Offaly half back line. So quick give and go in the Offaly half back line there by Roisin Ennis. Ball now gone forward, looking for Kate Kenny. Kate Kenny, will she give the hand pass? She does give the hand pass. Marie Byrne cutting inside. Marie Byrne, good tackling here from Niamh Watson. Marie Byrne at the second attempt. Marie Byrne with the low finish under Helena Cummins. And like I said, this is not a game for points. We're having goal chances left, right and centre here. Great finish there. It was good work initially by Niamh Watson. She managed to force the spill, but Marie Byrne picked it up at the second attempt, got the shot away, and we're back on level terms here in Kinnegad. This is end-to-end stuff. Caroline Conway now picking possession. Both sides doing a reasonable job at retaining their own kick out here. Possible hand-to-hand defence. Offaly have secured the turnover again. Ellie McAvoy gets in there. Quick ball, won here by Marie Byrne. She just overhits that hand pass, just overshoots Lorraine Keena, and Roscommon are able to rebuild. Again, Elaine Murren linking up with Jenny Higgins. Roscommon trying to work the ball out of their back line here, up along the left-hand touchline. It's Roisin Wynne now. Roisin Wynne squared up by Roisin Ennis, and again Offaly secured a turnover. There's been some very, very good tackling on the Offaly side here. Roisin Ennis feeds that ball inside towards Ellie McAvoy. Ellie McAvoy looking to link up with Kate Kenny. It's a tight angle. Referee reckons it's too tight of an angle. He says the advantage with Offaly lies with the free back on the 45-metre line instead. Not necessarily sure. I'd say Kate Kenny probably would have appreciated the chance to play on there, but one way or another, it doesn't matter. We're coming back out for a free. I'd say that free now, I mean, Grania Egan, she's well able to strike a dead ball, but 45 metres out in cold air and wet ground, I would suggest Barnes, she's packing a cannon instead of a right foot. She's not going to get it from there. She chips instead towards Roisin Egan. Ball linked up with Ellie McAvoy. McAvoy going inside, linking up with Lorraine Keena. Can they get a shot away? They did get a shot away, but it wouldn't have counted anyway, because it's deemed to have been a charging offence by Ellie McAvoy, and it's going to be a free out to Roscommon. So we've signalled for the water break here. We're going in for the water break. We are all square after the first quarter of this contest. Interesting contest, to say the least of it. Roscommon probably getting slightly more possession. They're carrying the ball very effectively through the middle third, as opposed to Offaly, Excuse me, I know commentators aren't supposed to sneeze, certainly not in COVID times at all, but I can assure you I'm perfectly healthy. So apologies if that came across badly on the stream. But one way or another, I was just saying, Roscommon carrying the ball very effectively through the middle third. Offaly looking to use that maybe 20 to 30 metre foot pass a lot more often, particularly Roisin Egan, named at corner forward there, but she's coming out the field looking to operate as a link player, trying to take that ball. That gives the scope to the midfielders, Emma Maher and Ellie McAvoy, to drop that little bit deeper, to maybe offer a little bit more support off the kick out. But what that means then is that the forwards are isolated in turn, and we have some excellent one-on-one battles on the Roscommon end of the field. I'm looking at Sinead Kenny against Kate Kenny. So far, you'd have to say Ellen Irwin has done well against Lorraine Keena, the St. Folius player. Very defensive-minded centre-back. She's really a kind of a mind-the-house type of centre-back is Ellen Irwin. She'll try and hold that position there, make sure there's no runners coming through, and she's doing that very, very effectively so far. But having said that, there's no question there is plenty of threat in that Offaly full forward line. We've seen that already. One goal from Kate Kenny, second one from Marie Byrne, set up by Kate Kenny. So definitely no question here. There is a threat in that Offaly forward line. The only thing you would say is that at the same time, 2 scores in quarter of the match, they're going to have to increase that ratio somehow, because you're not going to end up winning this game with 8 scores, barring it's 8 goals the whole way through, and I'd say that's probably unlikely to say the least of it. So we're going to resume again here with a Roscommon goal kick. A little bit of a switch here. I see Kate Kenny gone out into right corner forward with Roisin Egan playing at full forward. Whether that's to try and make a different personnel switch, I don't know. Laura Fleming, she's been hugely involved so far. She picks up the ball on the right side, dinks it in towards Caroline Conway. Ball in. Amy O'Connor did very, very well. Inside. Will it break for Aoife Gavin? It will break for Aoife Gavin. The hand pass inside from Amy O'Connor. It was kind of a 50-50 ball being fought for by Sinead Byrne and Aoife Gavin. Gavin got it at the second attempt. That's 2 goals for her so far. So 2-3 for Roscommon, 2 goals for Offaly. And, sorry, that's not 2 goals for Aoife Gavin. What am I talking about? Joanne Craig has the other goal. My apologies for that. But that's Aoife Gavin on the score sheet there with the goal. And just one of those 50-50 ball had to be fought for. It broke onto the deck and fell for Aoife Gavin to convert it. Laura Fleming now with the chance. That sits up for Sinead Byrne. And again, Offaly with a chance to rebuild here. Yet again, looking for Annie Keogh. She's the outlet ball the whole way through this game. Keogh this time, she's under a bit of pressure here. The angle has been tightened. She goes inside through Roisin Egan, but that's an excellent hand in from Elaine Murren, and Elaine Murren is able to force the ball out for a sideline ball. Ball back inside now. Offaly rebuild again. Roisin Egan again playing in that deeper role. Elaine Murren has come out to follow her, so that Offaly switch, Roscommon have picked up on it, and they've made sure that Roscommon have picked up on it, and they're keeping Sinead Kenny close to goal, making sure that she's still doing that man-marking job on Kate Kenny. Ellie McAvoy now stands over the free, dinks that ball back inside towards Roisin Ennis. Good link-up play. McAvoy now going long, but she didn't really get a chance to look where she was kicking that, and it's easily hoovered up by Caroline Conway, and Roscommon build the attack again. Again, Rachel Fitzmaurice, she's had an excellent game. She was a late draft into the side to replace Natalie McHugh. She's linking up the play extremely well here. Sinead Glennon inside towards her Boyle colleague Roisin Wynne. Attack being built up on the right hand side. Amy O'Connor now under heavy pressure. Nicola Farley trying to execute the turnover, hasn't quite worked out. Roisin Wynne is the one in possession now. Roisin Wynne takes it up back inside towards Aoife Gavin, no doubt confidence sky high after putting her name to that goal. Fitzmaurice and Gavin linking up again, and that's an off the ball foul there. Off the ball foul by Roscommon, and a chance for Offaly to clear their lines and build another attack. Oh, that's a sloppy hand pass down to feet. Didn't go in high enough. Didn't come into the bread basket like it should, and it's a turnover of possession. Ball dinked forward again. Aoife Gavin coming out here. She's being tracked by Anne-Marie McCormick. Anne-Marie McCormick, very eager player, but obviously heavily impeded by that knee injury. You can see the strapping there on her right knee. That's a pull on the arm of Jenny Higgins, and Jenny Higgins turns away. She doesn't seem hugely happy with something about that. Not entirely sure what the source of her discontent is, whether it's with the referee or whether it's with her colleagues, but one way or another, it's going to be a Roscommon free here, and it's going to be Laura Fleming standing over it. 2 points to her name so far. She goes short, links up with Aoife Gavin. Will she try and shoot at the second attempt? She's put herself under heavy pressure there. Obviously reckon she didn't have the range the first time. Joanne Craig is the player who gets the shot away, and she pushes it wide of the target. So I'm quite conscious of the fact that I'm up here nicely sheltered in a stand while the players are out there exposed to the elements. So I've said that the wind that's favouring Offaly in the first half is a little bit of a factor. If Laura Fleming decided not to go for that shot, it could be a bit more of a factor than we're giving it credit for. This ball again being scrapped for on the deck here. We've a little bit of a ruck going on. It's a free for handling on the ground. It looks like he's penalising Amy O'Connor in that instance. As I said, Amy O'Connor, one of the younger players, I covered her in an All-Ireland Minor B final last year. She was playing for Roscommon against Longford. That match was won by Longford in Ballinasloe, but she's been flagged from a long way. Oh, again Kate Kenny with possession, and again Shane Curley decides he's not going to apply the advantage rule. And whatever about the last time when she was out wide, she was clean in on goal there. That's a strange call from the Galway referee. But one way or another, Kate Kenny, she'll get a chance to stand over this, possibly put Offaly's first point on the board. Little bit of an angle, but she'll kick it from just on the edge of the D. And you know by that little stutter step afterwards, she's happy with the kick. She puts it straight between the posts. Goal and a point for Kate Kenny, and there's 2 points between us. 2 points between the sides here. But no, I recall watching Amy O'Connor in that, but she's already the main forward for her club, St. Dominic's. They made a push to try and get. They were junior champions a couple of years ago. Tried to win the intermediate championship this year, didn't happen for them. But Amy O'Connor, she picked up a shoulder injury, or I think it was a collarbone injury early on, and not long back in action, so she'll certainly be happy to get back on the field of play. Another chance there for Roisin Egan to try and cut the gap even further. It was a good right-footed effort, but she pushed it just fractionally wide of the target, so it doesn't hit the mark. Offaly's third wide of the game. Still 2 points between the sides. Helena Cummins, again, not really an awful lot of thought to those kickouts. She's just going high and long, and that's been won by Offaly. Inside to Lorraine Keena. Lorraine Keena into Ellie McAvoy. She's slipping as she kicks it, and it doesn't find the target. Lorraine Keena pushes it out wide. That was a good opportunity there. It was well won at midfield. Good quick hand pass. Good quick hand pass from Lorraine Keena to find Ellie McAvoy, but the kick didn't hit the target. Again, Offaly win the kick out. Roisin Ennis this time finds Roisin Egan. Ball outside here towards Kate Kenny. And Kate Kenny, that's exactly the finish you'd expect when Kate Kenny is in possession. And that's 3 to 2-2. And we are right back to within a point here. Very, very competitive stuff. I see Lorraine Keena down here being treated for an injury. Hopefully she'll be back on board. She's actually off the field at the moment, so temporarily Offaly with just 14 players on the field. Ball coming out here again, well won by Rachel Fitzmaurice. She was a late draft to the side, but she's certainly making her presence felt here at centre forward. Well done again, tries to get the hand pass away to Jenny Higgins, and Jenny Higgins is being pulled. Looked like an even enough contest for possession, but one or another, Jenny Higgins wins the free, and Laura Fleming is going to try and play this in. Aoife Gavin trying to make a break out towards the left hand side, doesn't happen for her, and this ball is dinked back again towards Higgins. Higgins, ball back inside, again linking up with Fleming. Will Higgins take the shot this time? No, she's still looking for the hand pass, but doesn't quite hit the mark, and Offaly's Roisin Ennis is able to burst out with possession. Shane Curley not particularly happy with how Offaly played that free, and we're not particularly happy with how Offaly played that free, so we're going to have to go back and do it again. And we're back with goalkeeper Sinead Byrne as Offaly look down the field with every player other than the ball carrier Roisin Ennis ahead of the ball. Dinked up here towards Annie Keogh. Annie Keogh fighting with Joanne Craig for possession, dragged Craig to the ground, and sure enough, it's a free to Roscommon. Laura Fleming again on the ball. She'd possibly look down the left wing. Aoife Gavin looked to make a run, but she was tracked by Anne-Marie McCormick. Instead, looking for the long ball, just slightly overshoots Amy O'Connor and breaks in towards Sinead Byrne. Sinead Byrne, she has played outfield for Offaly, but this year was put back in goals, and she's done particularly well in a position that has been a little bit of a problem position for the faithful county in recent years. Ellie McAvoy now taking possession. Ellie McAvoy looks to come back inside, links up with Amy Gavin Mangan, and Offaly on the break now with Roisin Ennis, or Roisin Egan I should say. Roisin Egan looking for Kate Kenny, but between Caroline Conway and Sinead Kenny, they're able to pick up possession, and Roscommon turn it over, and now Roscommon breaking out with Ellen Irwin. Ball now towards Laura Fleming again. Fleming, that Roscommon half forward line has been hugely effective. Fleming carrying the ball in. She's looking for Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon will turn and go in on goal. She has broken in on goal. The shot just creeps over the crossbar. She had slipped inside Emer Flynn. She had got that little bit of space, but didn't manage to keep the shot under the crossbar. It was very, very close, however, and Roscommon pushed their lead back out to 2 points. That is Sinead Glennon all over. I watched her in the Roscommon Intermediate Championship final this year playing for Boyle against St. Bridget's. But that's what she does. She takes possession. She looks to break through on goal. Great opportunity for Offaly now. Good ball from Ellie McAvoy into Kate Kenny. Kate Kenny, slight loss of footing from Sinead Kenny. Kate Kenny back inside, but she goes for the little bit of push off. I think the best way I can describe that is to say if it was a men's game, that would not have been given. Ball out here towards Joanne Craig. Joanne Craig taking this possession, feeds it off here towards Niamh Watson. Niamh Watson looking for the hand pass back to Craig, and that's a nice little bit of quick thinking there. Just flicks the ball over to Rachel Fitzmaurice to make sure she doesn't lose his possession as she goes to ground. Laura Fleming trying to link up again with Sinead Glennon. Ball goes to feet, but the break runs kindly for Roscommon and they win it again. That's a poor effort from Caroline Conway, however. Just bounces short of goal, never really threatened the goals, and goes wide of the target. A 6th wide for Roscommon. Definitely Offaly will feel a little bit hard done by with that call in front of goal. Kate Kenny and Sinead Kenny. Look, Sinead Kenny did very, very well to stand up initially, but she just lost her footing, and it was a chance to break through on goal, and instead that tiny bit of a push off was whistled. Offaly with a chance to build another attack. Amy Gavin Mangan now. Caroline Conway squares her up, tries to get the break. Long ball coming down towards Kate Kenny. Sinead Kenny right on top of her. Kate shoots at the first attempt, drops it short, however, falls for Helena Cummins in goal, and she manages to get her hand pass away to Honor Ennis, but she's under pressure. Grania Egan and Ellie McAvoy fighting for it. Roscommon trying to work that ball out. That's very, very well done by Elaine Murren. Oh, she got down. That's real dirty ball stuff, but she did what she needed to do. She got her body over the ball, made sure she didn't cough up possession, and even if she did lose the free, it meant the goal chance was gone. Excellent chance for Offaly here to try and secure a turnover. Really well done there by Lorraine Keena. It's Ellie McAvoy breaking through now. Ellie steps inside, low shot, goal Ellie McAvoy. Goal Ellie McAvoy. Lorraine Keena won the turnover, secured the ball. Ellie McAvoy through on goal. She was squared up by Niamh Watson. Decided that no, she wasn't happy with the point. She dropped the shoulder, went inside onto the right foot. Low finish. Touch was got alright by Helena Cummins in the Roscommon goal, but it wasn't enough, and Ellie McAvoy was able to get the goal to her name. Offaly with their first lead of the match. 3-2 Offaly, 2-4 Roscommon. Roscommon looking to respond in kind. Sinead Glennon, she's away and running again. She's inside, hand pass across, but that's gathered by Sinead Byrne, and Sinead Byrne carries that ball out. Sinead Byrne looking for the long clearance this time. No easy option on. Roisin Egan fighting with Caroline Conway, but that's well done by the Ballyboden Wanderers player. Back inside now towards Amy O'Connor. She's a left-footed player. Will she shoot off her left here? She won't. The solo pops up into the hands of Roisin Egan, and Offaly are able to secure the turnover again. Amy Gavin Mangan now dinking that ball forward. That's a lovely pass into the path of Chloe Sheridan. Chloe Sheridan will try and take the ball forward. She's squared up by Niamh Watson. Again looking inside for Kate Kenny. Kate Kenny hops the ball. The hop gets away from her a little bit. Looks for the pass. Brilliant pass. Will it find Lorraine Keena? Lorraine Keena, looks to scoop it up, but that's brilliantly defended by Ellen Irwin. She managed to push the ball away. Chance for Offaly to get a fourth goal on the mark at that stage, but it didn't happen for them. It didn't happen for them, but they will be happy with this half, having fallen behind early in the game, having conceded goals. Offaly have got back into it, and there's no question they pose a real threat close to goal. So they take a narrow lead into half time here. 3 goals and 2 points to Offaly, 2 goals and 4 points to Roscommon. If Roscommon thought they were coming here to just walk their way into an All-Ireland semi-final, it isn't happening that way. It's a tense encounter here. There is a lot of football to be played here in Kinnegad, and you won't miss a second of it here. Thanks again for joining us. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes' time. Okay, welcome back here to Kinnegad. Referee Shane Curley getting ready to throw the ball in, and it's looking like this one is going to go to the wire here. Offaly leading by a point at half time. Now for Offaly, you'd probably say, even already you'd say qualification for the semi-finals probably out of reach here. They need to win by 14 points, which is a fairly severe ask, but but a 14-point win, a lot to ask for. But Roscommon, it's a lot simpler. They need win or a draw to advance to the next stage, and they would have come here being the strong favourites to get exactly that. It hasn't worked out that way here, and they're under plenty of pressure here as Offaly straight away secured the turnover. Ellie McAvoy gets the hand in, robs Jenny Higgins, and now Offaly coming back out with Emma Maher here. Emma Maher, right-footed, long, raking kick, looking for Grania Egan. Grania Egan gets out in front of Honor Ennis. Ball back inside towards Roisin Egan. Now linking up with Kate Kenny. This time shooting into the wind. So what will she do here? Bounce comes back in on the right-hand side. Good pressure from Sinead Kenny, and that's a high dropping ball. Comes in, Roisin Egan this time. Roisin Egan, left-footed kick. Oh, pushes it wide of the target. That's a missed opportunity there for Offaly. And you have to wonder if they're going to get too many good opportunities in this half, because, like I said, the wind is a significant factor here. It won't be easy. Get the ball inside towards that kind of 25-metre scoring range. High ball coming out here. Ball breaks, and that's very well done by Marie Byrne. She's been very impressive in this game so far. Marie Byrne, she's got a goal to her name. She was heavily involved in Kate Kenny's goal, and she's been a threat throughout. Lovely ball in towards Kate Kenny again. Kate turns out, decides not to shoot off the left, but that hand pass doesn't go to anyone in particular. Neve Watson is able to pick it up, and Roscommon build up possession. If that was the men's game there, she would have just put the hand up in the air and claimed the mark, but that's not an option here. Anyway, Roscommon, Caroline Conway now. Caroline Conway, she's playing a very defensive midfielder role, very important. She's scooped up a lot of loose ball back in that sector in this half. And sure enough, she's still involved in the play here as we move out onto the left flank. Roscommon trying to break up the field. I see Ellie McAvoy dropping deep for Offaly, looking to try and pick it up. Roscommon go wide, looking out here towards Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon again, being squared up to by Emer Flynn. Sinead Glennon fumbles that ball. Ball goes in front of her, and that's well won by Offaly. It was a free out anyway, so it doesn't really change anything. Offaly in possession through Annie Keogh. Offaly trying to build up an attack again. Again, Roisin Egan. She's playing a hugely important role, dropping back into midfield, picking up the ball. Ellie McAvoy looking to find Grania Egan. Grania Egan battling with Honor Ennis there, and the Roscommon corner back gets the decision from Shane Curley. Probably a push in the back, I'd say, is a fair enough assessment in that instance. Rachel Fitzmaurice going down the line, but that's well done. That's well done by Nicole Farrelly. Very well done, Nicole Farrelly. Gets out in front, wins the ball, but she coughs it up straight away. Jenny Higgins with the interception. Inside towards Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming will happily carry the ball in on goal. Back to Higgins again. Back to Fleming. Will she go for the left-footed shot? She won't. Fires it across here towards Aoife Gavin. Will she get the shot away? Eventually it's Amy O'Connor with the left foot who gets the kick. And Amy O'Connor splits the posts. First score of the second half. And we are level with 3 minutes on the clock in the second period. It's a great intercept from Nicole Farrelly, but she just a little bit of a rush of blood to the head then when she got the subsequent possession. She went and she just chipped that free kick away, coughed up possession, and Roscommon were able to turn it into a score. Roscommon again now through Joanne Craig. She's fouled here out on the left wing. Not a scoreable free by any manner or means. Question of what Roscommon can do now to try and work the ball into a dangerous position. Laura Fleming making a run. Rachel Fitzmaurice tries to find her. Ball bounces up here. Could break anywhere. Little bit of a bouncing sort of crazy ball going on there. Anne-Marie McCormick comes up with possession, and now Ellie McAvoy comes out with it for Offaly. Very impressive performance here from the faithful county against the odds here this afternoon. Ellie McAvoy being held by Laura Fleming. They still have an awful lot of work to do if they're going to turn a good performance into a result here, but one way or another, it definitely represents a real step forward for Offaly, and you'd say at this stage, advancing to an All-Ireland semi-final, probably beyond them, but they'll take huge heart from this going into next year. Roscommon have been frequent flyers in the last 4 of the All-Ireland Intermediate Championship in the last few years. They've lost semi-finals. They've lost semi-final battles against Meath. A couple of probably disappointing performances in semi-finals, but definitely did well to get there. They'll feel like they're contenders at this level, and for Offaly to get into that mix is a huge step forward for them. For a side that played their league football in Division 4 this year. Ball work back out towards Annie Keogh. Annie Keogh now linking up with Chloe Sheridan and Ellie McAvoy. Ellie McAvoy, she's walking the line with steps there. You knew she was walking the line with steps. You could see she thought about a hop, and the second when she didn't make the hop, referee Shane Curley was looking at her. He decided, okay, I'm going to give you 2 more steps to do something with the ball. She took 3 or 4, and that was it. Free out for Roscommon. Honor Ennis combines with her cornerback colleague Elaine Murren, and now the ball up here towards Caroline Conway. Caroline Conway looking to go long towards Sinead Glennon. That's overshot. Anne-Marie McCormick, very, very strong at full back there. Very well done by the St. Monaghan's player. She picks up the loose possession. She wins the turnover, and Offaly get the chance to build through Amy Gavin Mangan here. Again, Annie Keogh coming on possession, like she's been hugely influential for Offaly here. Dinks that ball down towards Grania Egan. Grania Egan now a little bit far out to consider taking a score herself. What's she going to do to try and create an opportunity? Instead recycles it back towards Annie Keogh. Back inside towards Roisin Egan again now. And Kate Kenny. Kate, will she try and get the shot away? She won't. We're again back with Annie Keogh. Offaly's attack losing a little bit of momentum here now, and I'd say they're probably relieved to get that free. Chloe Sheridan, a little pull of the arm on the Clara player, and Offaly with the free here. Kate Kenny looks as if she's considering the shot. It'll be a long range effort here now. John McHugh on the Roscommon sideline, he shouts, watch for short. It's not going short, it's going for the attempt, but it doesn't happen. It's pushed wide of the target. That's a second Offaly wide this half, and it's still a draw game here in Kinnegad. Helena Cummins again. There really is no messing when it comes to kickouts. She's just going long and letting her midfielders fight for it. And in this case, Rachel Fitzmaurice does what she needs to do. Emma Maher feeling a little bit hard done by there. There wasn't a huge amount of contact between the two players, but Rachel Fitzmaurice goes to ground and the free comes. Laura Fleming with the free now. Long ball down, overshoots Sinead Glennon, and that'll drift wide of the target. Mispronunciation on my part there. I was saying Laura Fleming with the flea as opposed to with the free. I can assure you I am not suggesting that she has fleas in the slightest. Wouldn't dream of doing that to any of the players here, and I ask for her forgiveness if that clip goes viral at any stage. Ball forward here now towards Chloe Sheridan. Chloe Sheridan trying to win possession on the right wing of the Offaly attack. Roisin Egan now picking up possession and back inside towards Annie Keogh. Offaly again building it up the right wing. They're just having to work that a little bit harder to create opportunities in this half. 30 metres out from goal is no longer a scoring chance, but now they're inside to 25. This is an opportunity for Roisin Egan. That one, it's dropping, it's falling in, but Helena Cummins picks it up, and that just shows how the wind is a factor here. That would have been over the bar in the first half. Didn't happen this time, however. Dropped short, and Roscommon with the break. Rachel Fitzmaurice running at Emma Maher. Maher squares her up, but its ball is able to get back inside towards Jenny Higgins. Higgins now looking to carry the ball in. Roscommon have kind of vacated the full forward position. Nobody in there. That's a good run from Sinead Glennon. Emer Flynn trying to hold her up. Glennon gets it back out towards ball off the crossbar and over from Aoife Gavin. It was one of those, I'd say Sinead Byrne in the Offaly goal was looking at it there, and I'd say it could have gone anywhere, but it crept over the bar. Definite change of pace here from Roscommon. Lisa O'Rourke, international boxing champion, coming on in at full forward, so she'll definitely add a little bit of physical presence. The Castlereagh player coming in, she's replacing Aoife Gavin, who's just the point scorer there. She's replacing Aoife Gavin on the Roscommon side. So that's definitely signals a change in approach from Roscommon, because I can assure you, Lisa O'Rourke, it'll be very much all about the direct approach when it comes to her. Very, very physical player, as you can imagine, from somebody with her boxing background. Very, very strong. I've seen her play games for Castlereagh St. Kevin's, and fair to say, running into her in the tackle, you might as well be running into some of the steel fence posts that surround the pitch here in Kinnegad GA Club, Carlstown Kinnegad GA Club. So yes, change of pace here from Roscommon as they make the switch in a game where they've just taken the lead again. 2-6 to Roscommon, 3-2 to Offaly. Ellie McAvoy now taking the ball into the tackle. Little bit of a hand in from Jenny Higgins, deemed to have been a foul. McAvoy with the free. She's about 50 metres out from the Roscommon goal, and again goes short here. Ball worked out towards the right wing. Ball inside, comes into Lorraine Keena. Grania Egan, low shot, and again Offaly have another green flag raised. Goal, well done by Amy Gavin Mangan. Ball inside and eventually worked towards corner forward Grania Egan. I said before the start, that's what Grania is. She is a finisher. As we see another switch on the Offaly side, and it's Aoife Carey coming in, replacing Lorraine Keena. Lorraine Keena, experienced player, plays a long history of playing camogie and ladies football for Offaly. She's replaced here Aoife Carey from the St. Brahans club coming in instead. So Offaly back in front, 4-2 to 2-6, 2-point lead for the Midlanders. Now Laura Fleming driving a goal. She's got past Nicole Farley. And she's been pulled down, and that's a good hard run from Laura Fleming. She's earned the close range free. You'd imagine this is going to be Amy O'Connor territory. Sure enough, Amy O'Connor steps up. Left-footed kick is coming here, and a chance for Roscommon to cut the gap back down to the bare minimum yet again. This really is end-to-end stuff. I remember saying after the first water break, Offaly had two goals on the board at that stage, and I was saying to myself, well, they won't win with 8 scores. Well, if they keep adding in so many goals, it definitely could be a possibility, because they've 6 scores now and 4 of them are goals, and they lead by a point. So Offaly 4-2, Roscommon 2-7. High kick out coming in here, won again by Rachel Fitzmaurice. Brilliantly done. Roscommon winning the free now, some 40 metres out from goal. Jenny Higgins was fouled. Rachel Fitzmaurice again with the ball, 40 metres out from goal. Laura Fleming standing over it. This would be a thunderous belt of a right boot if she can get it over from here. But she's standing up. She's got her shoulders parallel to or perpendicular to the goals. It looks as if she's going for it. She's going for it. It's definitely got the range. Off the post and breaks out. Amy O'Connor fighting for it here now with Roisin Ennis. O'Connor gets the ball back out here. Jenny Higgins doesn't take on the shot. Back inside towards Amy O'Connor. Left booted kick. That's close, and it's wide of the target. So Offaly retain their lead, 4-2 to 2-7. This one very, very tense here. We have 13 minutes gone in the second half, and this one, I've said it a couple of times, but I'll say it again, it is going down to the wire. Ball out here towards Emer Flynn. Emer Flynn manages to take possession, but it's all very tight. There's tacklers in on top of them. Annie Keogh winning possession, trying to circle that ball back in. Doesn't work. Well won, Joanne Craig. Quick free. Inside towards Jenny Higgins. There's a bit of an overlap here. She's going to look for Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming held up in the tackle. That could have been charging, it could have been holding. The referee decides holding is the call. The free in is for Roscommon. It's going to be in the middle of the D. And again, you'd fancy whether it's Fleming or O'Connor to take this on. It's going to be one you'd expect her to get. So Laura Fleming, sure enough, she has 2 points to her name so far. She has 3 points to her name. We are back on level terms yet again. So 14 points each. Offaly 4-2. Roscommon 2-8. Again going for the short kick out. That's overhit a little bit. Sinead Glennon is able to come in and scoop it up. Aoife O'Rourke has gone in front of her. For our first ball inside towards Lisa O'Rourke, I should say. First ball towards Lisa O'Rourke. And it is straight into the net. That is a huge score. You talk about impact sub, but really it just came from the messed up kick out, to be honest with you. It came from the messed up kick out, and Lisa O'Rourke was able to take possession there, rifle the ball low, excellent finish, and that is a crucial score from Roscommon's point of view. They take a 1 goal lead here, but I think it's fair to say there are still goals in this game. 4-2 to Offaly, 3-8 to Roscommon. That's a 17 points to 14 lead. Kate Kenny, ball inside. First chance for Aoife Carey to get on possession. Aoife Carey, she draws the foul. That's her first. Again, Offaly going for the quick free. Dinked inside towards Roisin Egan. And again, referee Shane Curley decides, no, we're coming back. I don't like the idea of the quick free. You're going to come back and you're going to kick it when I'm good and ready for you to kick it. So Kate Kenny will stand over this, will almost certainly now just look at this stage. Doesn't look to take the point either. Tries to link up with Roisin Ennis, doesn't connect though, and Roscommon are able to execute the clearance. Caroline Conway with the long kick, but again that wasn't a kick she put a huge amount of thought into. Annie Keogh was able to hoover that ball up and look to play the ball down the sideline, but Keogh for her part, that's not an accurate delivery either. She puts it straight out over the sideline. Both sides giving the ball away, one to the other, and in the end result, Roscommon with the sideline ball. Ball dinked inside towards Elaine Murran. Roscommon trying to build up an attack down this left flank. There's a bit of space if they can shift it wide. Comes out here towards Laura Fleming. That's a really good run from Roisin Wynne. Roisin Wynne hammering down the centre channel. Connects with Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon will cut inside. She won't shoot from range. Instead she's fouled. The tackle from Emer Flynn kind of comes across her arm, pulls her down. Chance for Roscommon to add another score from a free. Amy O'Connor standing over the free here. Chance to extend Roscommon's lead. Give them a little bit of breathing room. It's been a nervous end-to-end encounter so far, but they've begun to take over a little bit at the start of the second half. O'Connor's free is straight between the posts, and that could be the second half water break. It is the second half water break. That's been a huge quarter from Roscommon. They conceded another goal, but they've also scored. They've put 1-5 on the board themselves. That made a huge difference in this game. 3-9 to 4-2, giving themselves 4 points of breathing room. Roscommon now, you would begin to say, they have plenty of work to do, but they definitely feel a lot more in the driving seat as they gather here in front of me. Michael Finnern going to step in and address them. Well, I don't see Michael Finnern. He's actually talking to some of his mentors at the moment. The players just talking among themselves, exchanging their views there. Offaly too coming in, just getting a little bit of treatment, gathering themselves. They put themselves in a great position at half time. They still look very, very dangerous close to goal, but they had a couple of point scoring opportunities there that weren't taken. Roisin Egan pushed an attempt wide on goals. Kate Kenny, really, you probably feel that she should have maybe gone for that point rather than trying to engineer the goal scoring chance in that stage. And probably feels she should have gone for the point rather than the goal scoring opportunity, or rather than work the goal scoring opportunity, because there was very, very heavy traffic back there. Roscommon had a lot of players back covering. They were in a position to sweep away the danger. So both managers now talking to their teams, looking to give those final instructions to see can they push them over the line. In the case of Offaly, to get what would be a hugely significant morale boosting win for the county. They'd be doing Wexford a little bit of a favour in the bargain if they manage to sneak over the line at this stage. I don't think that aspect of it would trouble them too much. But Roscommon, it's very, very different state of affairs. I see Elaine Murran coming off here towards the sideline. She's had a very, very impressive game, so she's done quite well here in this game. I'll just take a quick look here and see who has come on instead of her. I'm looking for unfamiliar numbers. I see number 18, I think, has gone on. Number 18 is Sarah McVie of St. Barry's. Another young player with an awful lot of potential here. So she has come onto the side. replacing Elaine Murran. So it's it's youth for youth on the Roscommon side. Sarah McVie of St. Barry's coming in for Elaine Murran. Kick out coming here. Offaly with 15 minutes to try and salvage something for themselves here. Well, there's actually 19 minutes on the clock, but you'd have to assume with injury time they will have 15 minutes to play and try and salvage something. Aoife Carey now takes that ball from Kate Kenny, dinks it in. Ellie McAvoy gone back into full forward. Ellie tries to cut inside. She's going to keep carrying the ball. Spills it, however. Caroline Conway is able to get in, and Ellie McAvoy, she kind of slid, trying to undo the spill, trying to keep possession. She went in with the boot, and it's a free out for Roscommon. So yeah, I see Kate Kenny moving out the field now. Ball up here, and it's looking for Laura Fleming, but it doesn't work out. Roisin Ennis is able to win it. Good ball from Roisin Ennis. Bit of space for Chloe Sheridan. She hasn't really had much of a chance to run at the Roscommon defence today. That's a quick steps call. I'll put it this way, if she took more than 4 steps, she didn't take a lot more, but one way or another, I'm being told 4.5 is the expert analysis coming in here behind me. A half a step is one of those magical things that I'd love to. It's one of those magical things. I don't know how you take half a step, but sure, look, you do what you can. Jenny Higgins with the ball now, again with Laura Fleming. I feel like I've pointed out that combination so many times this afternoon. Rachel Fitzmaurice again looking for Sinead Glennon inside. Sinead Glennon again, she's going to run straight for goal. She always does. Hand pass coming across. It's hand pass straight into the net, so that won't count. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the referee is doing here. He's wondering if maybe Offaly goalkeeper Sinead Byrne got a bit of a touch on the ball. If she got a touch on the ball, then it would be a goal. He's given it as a goal. He obviously reckons that Sinead Byrne got a touch on it. So that, you'd have to imagine, is going to be a very, very significant score here. That puts 7 points between the sides. That's a huge score for Roscommon. I have to say, I didn't see a touch from here, but Shane Curley was a lot closer for proceedings than I was. He reckons he went in, he had a chat to the umpire. He saw, did the Offaly goalkeeper get a touch? He deemed that she did. And that means that it's Roscommon now leading by 7 points. I really didn't expect that. Lisa O'Rourke again now, looking to drive in. Quick exchange of passes with Jenny Higgins. Jenny Higgins now, will she get the shot away? She does get the shot away, but she was kind of shooting across her body with her right foot. It probably needed a left-footed shot instead, and instead it's easily gathered by Sinead Byrne. Ball worked out here towards Amy Gavin-Mangan. Offaly now need to get some scores to get back into this. They've gone out of it a little bit in the second half, and they're under a bit of pressure. Emma Maher here, space opening up for her, looks for the ball down towards Grania Egan, but that's well won by Roisin Ennis. Probably kicked a little bit early by Emma Maher there. She needed to carry the ball a bit further on. She made it easy for Honor Ennis to get in position to make an interception there. Roscommon building again. Joanne Craig now. First touch inside for Sarah McVie. Sarah McVie, that's an excellent block down by Amy Gavin-Mangan. Will Offaly be able to secure the turnover? They are. That's well done, Roisin Ennis. Roisin Ennis back inside towards Marie Byrne. She was hugely influential in the first half, but it hasn't really happened for her in this half. As we look at another Roscommon substitute here. Another Roscommon substitute here is Kate Nolan. Very, very impressive player, Kate Nolan. Had a hugely impressive club championship performance with St. Bridget's. Scored 1-8 in the Roscommon Intermediate Championship final from midfield. So she definitely, her coming on board will not weaken the team in the slightest. That's a significant introduction. She comes in for Rachel Fitzmaurice on the Roscommon side. Rachel has had a hugely impressive performance this afternoon. She has been very involved in play, so she can come off knowing that she's done a very, very good afternoon's work in her county's cause. Offaly with the free now. We're about maybe 35 metres out from goal here, and Grania Egan is going to put the ball down on the ground and see if she can split the posts from here. Like I said, it's tough conditions for a dead ball free taker. Your standing foot doesn't always get clean purchase, but that's a good kick from Grania Egan. That's an excellent kick from Grania Egan, straight between the posts. That's Offaly's first point of the second half, and that makes it 6 points between the sides, 4-9 to 4-3. So, high ball coming out here. Well won at midfield. That's Lisa O'Rourke straight away. I have to say, Roscommon have a bit of power on the bench here. Lisa O'Rourke has made an impact coming in. She scored a goal. She's after winning that ball. As I said, Kate Nolan definitely able to perform. Sarah McVie here in possession. So Roscommon getting something off their bench here. Roscommon building up another attack. Over carrying there from Sarah McVie. Quick free from Avi Gavin Mangan. Chance for Offaly to try and build on the counter attack here. Roisin Egan looking to go long towards Kate Kenny. Again, I don't know if the free was any advantage. Dinks it in quickly towards Ellie McAvoy. Ellie McAvoy looking to get through on goal. Tries to go straight through Roisin Wynn. Roisin Wynn goes to ground. McAvoy still in possession. Surrounded by 3 Roscommon defenders. Eventually gets it back out towards Grania Egan. Grania Egan, that's a brilliant block down. Really well done by Sarah McVie with the block down. Chloe Sheridan now with the shot. She's being pulled as she shoots, and that's going to be an Offaly free. That was robust defending from Roscommon there. There's been times this afternoon when you'd say Roscommon have been a little bit soft, close to goal. But in this instance, they certainly did very, very well. And Sarah McVie with an absolutely stupendous block. Just put her body on the line. Grania Egan with the shot. I'd say the shot might have been creeping over the bar. It looked like it was beginning to gather a little bit of altitude. But one way or another, the block was there, the score is denied, and now it's Kate Kenny standing over the free. Not the most elegant kick, it has to be said, from Kate Kenny. I think I could go out on a limb and say she will not be happy with that. Went off the outside of the boot and eventually pushed wide of the target. So that's a disappointment from the Offaly perspective. We have 4 minutes of normal time, and I can only assume 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time still to go. High ball coming up here. Roisin Ennis gets a punch on it, but Jenny Higgins hoovers up the break and wins the clean possession. Jenny Higgins now. Again, Jenny Higgins to Laura Fleming. I feel like I've been saying a lot of that today. Lisa O'Rourke, low ball down, being fought for by Nicole Farrelly and Amy O'Connor. The Eden Derry player comes up with it. Farrelly did well, but it's being called back for something here on the advice of the linesman. Handled on the ground. That was a call from the linesman there rather than the referee. So it's going to be another Roscommon free in. I'm looking down here in front of me and I see Louise Brady warming up, getting ready to come into the team as well. Laura Fleming plays that free inside. That's very well done, Annie Keogh. Great intercept by the Tullamore player. Ball down towards Grania Egan. Grania Egan solo goes a little bit away from her, but she manages to recover. Plays that ball down the sideline towards Aoife Carey. Aoife Carey now picks up possession in the corner. A lot of work for Offaly to do to create a chance from here, but she manages to get it inside again. Ellie McAvoy steps inside Ellen Irwin. Can she get her shot away? She has 1 goal to her name already. She's been pulled down. This could either be a free or... And a free out against her. I have to say, it looked like a high hit on her there, but it's been given as a free out instead. So Ellie McAvoy will not be happy with that one. So Roscommon with the free out, trying to build it up again as Louise Brady gets ready to come in. Piece of paper has been handed to the 4th official, but the switch hasn't been made yet. We'll bring it to you as soon as we have. Laura Fleming wins that kick out there. Laura Fleming looks to go long, looking again for Sinead Glennon. Once again, Sinead Glennon looking to run at Emer Flynn. Again, that's been happening all afternoon. Glennon tries to run at her. Emer Flynn stands her up. Instead, she decides to go back inside. She's found Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan back towards Glennon again. Little dink of a run inside. Amy O'Connor now will look to shoot with the left boot. Has she curled it in enough? She has curled it in enough. She's put it between the post That's an excellent point from Amy O'Connor, bringing her tally to the afternoon her tally for the afternoon to 5 points. And much like her club colleague Aoife Gavin, who kicked a point and then went off, Amy O'Connor kicks a point and then goes off the field as Louise Brady comes in to replace her. We're just confirming here the scoreboard here in the ground is showing 4-9 to 4-3, but no, the adjustment has been made. It is 4-10 to 4-3, and you'd have to say at this stage, as we move on into pretty close to the last minute of normal time, we're into the last minute of normal time here at this stage, and you'd have to say that Roscommon have done their job here this afternoon, but it certainly hasn't been easy for them. It's been very, very competitive here, and Offaly will take an awful lot of heart from this. They'll look back and they'll say, okay, a couple of better conversion of our opportunities. We could have been a lot closer here. From Roscommon's point of view, I haven't heard any updates as to what's going on with the match between Westmeath and Laois. You'd have to say, based on previous form, Westmeath would be the hottest of favourites for that. And if Westmeath do advance through to an All-Ireland semi-final to meet Roscommon, you'd have to say that Westmeath will be the hottest of favourites for that, having been a strong senior team the last few years, only been relegated last year. They would be the clear championship favourites for this TG Carr Ladies Intermediate Championship. But at the same time, it'll be a local derby, keenly felt around the Athlone area, and Roscommon will feel that if they can work on some of the issues they've had in the full back line today, because it's not just that they've conceded 4 goals, they've also conceded a fair number of goal chances out here as well. So that's the area that Michael Finneran will be looking to do. It's his last year in charge of the Roscommon ladies. He's already decided that he's not going to be carrying on into next year. High free coming in there from Laura Fleming, but Sinead Byrne bats it out and manages to get the ball clear. So yeah, as I was saying, Michael Finneran has decided he's not going to be continuing, but he's still in the hunt for that elusive intermediate All-Ireland here. They've reached semi-finals before. They'll be in another semi-final this year. Will this be the year that they finally manage to make the breakthrough and get through to an All-Ireland final? Very much remains to be seen. Roscommon now with a free at midfield. And somebody's down hurt there. It looks like Jenny Higgins has taken a hard hit there. I see Joanne Craig standing over her, and she's telling the physio to come on board. Well, if a doctor is telling the physio to come in, you can take it with a reasonable degree of certainty that the physio is called for. Jenny Higgins herself, she'd be one of the more stronger and physical players on the Roscommon side. She certainly wouldn't be going down for no reason either. Free taken by Roscommon, worked inside towards Niamh Watson. Niamh Watson with the hand pass inside towards Laura Fleming now. They'd have hurled together on several occasions in county colours. Now they're together on playing football. Back inside, Louise Brady with a chance, her first touch of the game. It's worked again here now. Kate Nolan hasn't had a chance to get herself on the score sheet yet. Instead she goes back inside towards Sinead Glennon, and now we're worked towards Lisa O'Rourke. Lisa O'Rourke has come in. Again Roscommon trying to carve open the space to create a chance. Laura Fleming now. Hand pass inside towards Sinead Glennon. Low finish Sinead Glennon. And that's a 5th Roscommon goal. 5-10 to Roscommon. 4-3 to Offaly. And that pushes the lead out to 10 points. You certainly wouldn't have said this was a 10-point game at any stage during it. But that's how things go. That little bit of experience, that little bit of extra depth. Roscommon have pushed on late in this game, and they've made it count. So I see another Roscommon substitution coming in. It's Joanne Craig going off, and it's Megan Kelly of Clonagale coming in. Not to be mixed up with Megan Kelly of Fox News, who's an entirely different individual entirely. We wouldn't like to be accused of Fox News style broadcasting here on the LGFA Facebook account. That wouldn't be our style whatsoever. But one way or another, it's Megan Kelly going in to replace Joanne Craig for what you can only assume is a minute or two of injury time. We're waiting here. It looks as if either Sinead Glennon or Sinead Byrne, the Offaly keeper, I think the two of them are down, having taken a bit of a hit there. So I'd say obviously manager Michael Finneran will be very keen that Sinead Glennon gets up and is available to line out again. She's a real goal scoring threat in this Roscommon side. She's a huge factor in their team. and he'll definitely want her fit for an All-Ireland semi-final. Albeit, if I have my dates right, I believe that there will be a couple of weeks before that game will go ahead. I'm looking at another Offaly substitution here, and it's Michelle Mann coming in. We were having a dispute, well, not a dispute whatsoever. I believe it's the club name. The club name in Offaly is Nave Malish, and yet the same club name in Sligo I've only ever heard it described as Nave Malasha. But sure, look, they get to call themselves what they like. Nave Malish it is, and Michelle Mann comes in to replace Chloe Sheridan. We're looking at, it looks like both players are fit to continue, so thankfully no severe injuries here. Definitely delighted to see that. Sinead Byrne and Sinead Glennon both fit to go. Now there's no question Sinead Glennon, it looks like maybe even a bit of a dead leg there. You can tell by the way she's moving that she's not as fluid as she was before. Sinead Byrne with the long kick out. Jenny Higgins picks it up. Jenny Higgins with the hand pass inside towards Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan overcarries that ball. Again, much like we saw at the far end, she just took that second. She thought about the bounce and didn't make it, and that put referee Shane Curley on red alert that an overcarrying could be happening here. Roisin Wynne with the interception gets the ball ahead of Aoife Carey. Caroline Conway now. Caroline Conway, as Roscommon just look to try and wind down the clock here, eke away those last few minutes and confirm their win. Offaly building another attack here. Marie Byrne carrying the ball in. She's just been carrying it from deeper positions in this half. She hasn't been able to get the ball in as close to goal as she was in the first half. Another Offaly free here, this time about 35 metres out from goal, just on the edge of the D. And it's Marie Byrne with the ball. Actually, it's Grania Egan with the ball in hand. Grania Egan, she's already got one excellent free off the deck. We'll see here if she's able to add a second one. It's a good kick. It's a good kick. Again, it's between the posts. That's another very, very accurate kick. Even in the men's game, you don't see kicking off the ground too often these days. You certainly don't see it too much in the women's game. But Grania Egan, an excellent exponent of it. She's taken 3 frees off the ground in total. It's fair to say she miscued one in the first half, but 2 excellent strikes in this half means that the gap is down to single figures again. 5-10 to Roscommon, 4-4 to Offaly, and we're now deep into stoppage time here. I don't expect we'll have an awful lot more. We won't have an awful lot more. We won't have any more. That is the final whistle. Roscommon have got the win that they needed here to advance to an All-Ireland Ladies' Championship semi-final against either Westmeath or Louth. I know that game probably would be coming to a conclusion as well, but I don't know the result just yet myself. I haven't heard, haven't been able to check up on it. You would expect it would be Westmeath, but nothing can be presumed. But one way or another, we reflect on a game here where Roscommon, they had to dig deep. There were severe questions asked of them. At half-time, this game was very, very much in the balance with Offaly leading by a point. But Roscommon stepped up, they showed their experience, they showed their depth, and that crucial breakthrough goal from Lisa O'Rourke has made all the difference to them here this afternoon. I'd like to say thanks again to Michael and Frank Carty of MMC Streaming. Thanks to the LGFA for giving us the opportunity to be able to be here and see these games and to bring these games to you. It'd be great if you could be here. Who's to say if we might come back to a lower level and some people might be able to see the knockout stage of this championship. But in the meantime, this is the best we can do. It's great to have you on board with us. It's great that you can be there to support your county stars, to support your heroes. Can't see, can't be, as the 20 by 20 movement says, and it's exactly right. Well, what we've seen here today is some excellent scoring, some great attacking football, and Roscommon advancing to an All-Ireland Intermediate Championship semi-final. The final score here at Carlstown Kinnegad GA Club, Roscommon 5 goals and 10 points, Offaly 4 goals and 4 points.